Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 18th Council meeting. Our flag salute this evening is going to be led by Cub Scout Pack 205, led by Colin Gardner, who has received his Arrow of Light. Colin, if you'd please stand. Colin, you're true.
Thank you for having us here.
You're welcome.
Pack 205, please come here. Dang it. Sorry. This is so loud. Please face the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Here you go. I don't know what to do.
Thank you very much, Colin. You did a great job. Let's give them a hand. Okay, you can leave. He's stuck. He says, I don't know what to do now. We have a very, very special ceremony that we're going to do right now. We'd like to recognize Sergeant John Bennett for 5 decades at California Institute for Men. John? Would you like to bring up your family?
Yeah, I love my family.
Come on, family. Come on.
That's all my family.
Bring them all up.
All
Yeah, all of them. Very special recognition.
about the ones in the wall.
Well, they'll come.
Okay.
This evening, it's my honor to recognize Sergeant John Bennett, who's retiring after 5 decades as a correctional officer at the California Institute for Men, or as we refer to it, CIM. Sergeant Bennett, on behalf of the City Chino and the entire City Council, I would like to thank you for 5 decades of service to our community. We have a plaque and a proclamation for you in honor of your time at CIM, and I'd like to read that proclamation. Leave that. Whereas, on behalf of the City of Chino, the Mayor and the City Council would like to extend our appreciation to Sergeant Don Bennett for his contributions as a correctional officer at the California Institute for Men, spanning 5 decades of service from August 77 to December 2024. Sergeant Bennett spent his entire career at CIM serving under 17 different wardens and witnessing significant changes in procedures and technology and the transformation of the facility and the surrounding community over the years from dairy and farmland to a thriving, growing city. During his time there, he worked several positions, including in the housing unit and recreational yard, and as part of the field crop crew, which is his favorite position. And he rode horses at that time, too. And whereas he served in various jobs on horseback, such as perimeter checks and outer fence repairs, providing security, maintenance, and keeping for the animals on the grounds, which made him feel like he was living the life of a Chino cowboy. Sergeant Bennett was involved in training, served as a range master instructor, and was part of the Special Emergency Response Team, trained and certified by the Federal Bureau of Investigations, always striving to acquire new skills and to share his knowledge with other officers. After his early years as a correctional officer, he was promoted to sergeant on the 10th anniversary of his start with California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Sergeant Bennett's contributions throughout his long career at CIM have been noteworthy, as exemplified by his role in helping quell a serious incident at the institution in 2004, and being awarded the Silver Star at the Medal of Valor ceremony the following year. And whereas he has ably served the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation and the residents of the Chino community, now, therefore, I, Unisim Ulloa, Mayor of the City of Chino, and the entire Chino City Council do hereby congratulate Sergeant John Bennett on his retirement and his outstanding dedication and service to CIM and the City of Chino. We wish you and your family the best during this next chapter of your life after the many years of outstanding public service. I'd like to present this to you. And then, now, John, we have a tradition that only special people get the city tile. So we present this city tile to you, and it reads, the Chino City Council, on behalf of the city and its residents, thank you for your 48 years of dedicated service to the community. Excuse me, as a correctional officer at the California Institution for Men, and congratulate you on your retirement. Now, we have some special people here that want to recognize you. I'd like to call up Travis Pennington, former CIM warden, who is now the Associate Director at CDCR, and a current CIM warden, Eric Mejia, as well as I think they have some other employees that John worked with over the years that I'd like to have. Yep.
A lot of them that grew up with.
Yeah, there's a lot of staff here. So I just want to start by saying thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council, for recognizing John. We've recognized him quite a few times. He's a huge loss. He was a mentor to all of us, including myself, and it was a huge loss, but a well-deserved next chapter in life. So congratulations, and this is well-deserved.
Thank you, John. Thank you for your service to the state of California. Thank you, City of Chino, for recognizing the hard work of this dedicated correctional officer. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to ask John to say a few words. After he talks, I would like him to introduce his family, and then I invite all of you that you have worked with him to come up for a big group picture. John?
Well, first, I'd like to thank the mayor and the city council. Thank you very much. This is a real honor. My family, of course, for 47 years, they've stuck with me, so I couldn't be that bad. But it was it's been a big change since 1977 till now, I'll tell you. It's the brain says, move on, do your 50, do that 5-0, but the old body just says it's time to go. So I figured with the 47 as a correctional officer and 3 years in the military police, it gives me my 50. So, but thank you all, the city of Chino. I came here from Massachusetts in '71. It was kind of a culture shock, believe me. From a little Boston town to a little cow town, is like, what the hell are those? Are they cows or horses? But yeah, it's been a good ride, and thank the city of Chino. Thank you very much. This is my wife Annie, my son Michael, who's a lieutenant down in the fire camps, been out in the fires. My grandson, Killian. My daughter, Tara. She actually works at the prison, too. My grandson, I forgot his name. He's the hellion. No. What's his name? Cash. This is Tara's husband, Shane, and my stepdaughter, Kayla. This is my family. Wow, that's terrible. Now I know I'm getting old.
It's a stressful situation. I'd like to invite all of you that have worked for John to come up for a big group picture, please. Come on. Travis, Eric. Travis.
He's always busy.
I know.
We got stuff to do, sir. We got stuff to do.
Yep, you guys need to.
All right, everybody ready? Maybe you want to get in the picture too?
I don't think there's room.
All right, Mayor. All right, ready? On three. 1, 2, and 3.
get one more. The Chino paparazzi. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Very good.
Thanks, Eric. You take care,
Thank you
John.
so much.
Oh, honey, you're welcome. You really
Stupid stuff,
deserve
let
it.
me know.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get on that men's council.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That would be good.
Yes.
That would be really good.
The chief did tell me how to do it, so
Yeah, yeah. We've got a great chief.
we're gonna eat feet so people can ask.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. 48 years to work at CIM and also live in the community. That's something pretty special. Okay, next we have another very special recognition, and that's the 2024 Chino Youth Boxing Foundation Award winners. So each month, the boxing coaches pick a boxer of the month. Tonight, I'd like to introduce each boxer for 2024, their coach, and acknowledge their accomplishments. The president and vice president of the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation are always here tonight, also here. So I'd like to call up Abraham Ortega, our youth boxing coach, Mike Garcia, president of the Chino Boxing Foundation, and Ray Morales, Chino Boxing Foundation vice president. How are you? All right, I'm going to let you read off the names, and we'll be giving them certificates.
So for boxer of January, it's unfortunately he's not here today, David Cruz. So we're gonna skip. For February, it's be Joseph Hernandez. Yeah, he's here. For March, unfortunately, he's not here as well. Isaiah Rodriguez, so we're just going to skip to April. Daniel Cruz, Camperos. For May, Elizabeth, she's not able to be here at 10 as well, so we're going to skip to June, and it's going to be Andrew Barrios. In July, she's not here as well, Jaylene Mendoza. So we're going to skip to August, so it's going to be Anthony Vargas. For September is Emma Acevedo. Yes, she's good. She's really good. October, Noah Buenrostro. In November, Logan. There it is, Logan. And then for December, Lenya, she couldn't attend as well. So I want you to present for the box.
Okay.
Oh, she's here?
She's
oh,
here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Coach,
Sorry.
what's going on there, Coach?
Lenya Lopez.
Lenya Lopez.
Sorry.
For the boxer of 2024 of the year is awarded to David Duran. We have a few things for David. Emil. Mike.
Well, first of all, I'm not a speaker, Mary. You know that. Thank you guys for inviting us and for honoring our boxers. It's an excellent club. We have an excellent board, and it's an organization that has been around for so many years, and It's doing real great. Here comes our 50th anniversary, and we have so many things coming up again this year, and it's a pleasure to be a member and the president of the board, along with the vice president and the rest of the board. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Ray, explain how they
The way the coaches, they get together and they choose the individuals per month. It's not just about getting in the ring, about competing, because a lot of these kids, they just started off last year. Some of them maybe a year and a half ago. But it's the dedication they put in, the help that they help the gym with, the boxing programs. When we have a show, we have a gobbler show, and then we also have our Saturday night fights. And all these kids partake in helping the program succeed. Very respectful individuals. I know the coaches, they check, see how they're doing in school. Sometimes they have to, hey, guide them a little bit, but it's okay. But overall, these kids are excellent kids. They're great. Okay, so, and they're well deserved of this award. So, congratulations, all you gentlemen and young ladies.
Okay, we're going to get a group picture, so kind of move in so that he can get you all in. You have to squat down. You're taller than anybody behind you. I have to tell you, this program is so important to the city of Chino. These kids are good kids, and their coaches truly care about them. They mentor them. These kids are taught manners. They're taught respect. They have to do well in school, and they have to treat each other with respect. Yes, they're fighters, and I have to tell you, if I had a little girl that was young, I'd have her in this program, because I'll tell you what, they're going to be able to knock the block off of any boy that gets out of line. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But these kids are really good kids, and the coaches really care about them, and so does the board. So thank you all very much for your dedication. I've known Abraham since you were what? 14. Yeah, he was actually a boxer and then turned into a coach. And Mike, I've known you since you were just a kid too, and Ray. So thank you all for your dedication, and young men and women, keep up the good work. We're very proud of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much for all you do for us.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Next, we have Business of the Month. Our February Business of the Month has provided top-notch dental service to our community for over 30 years. We're thrilled to showcase one of our medical service providers, especially one so loved by our residents. For the month of February 2025, we would like to recognize Gavrila Dental as our Business of the Month. I'd like to call up Alex Gavrila, if he's here, and Office Manager Melinda De Leon. Please join me up front. Alex. For over 30 years, Gavrila Dental has specialized in providing comprehensive cosmetic, reconstructive, family, and implant dentistry, and they have seen an amazing 5 generations of patients. Dr. Margareta Gavrila retired 5 years ago, and her son, Dr. Alexander Gavrila, has proudly taken over the practice, providing the same care and compassion to his patients as his mother did. Gavrila Dentistry has supported various causes in our community, some of which include Kiwanis, the Food and Toy Drive at Chino Neighborhood House, and Isaiah's Rock. They have also supported our local students through donations for sports and boosters. The team at Gavrila Dental also loves supporting our local businesses. With their location right off Central Avenue, they have enjoyed supporting Riverside Grill, The Doodle, Owen's Bistro, and Evelyn's Flower Shop, to name a few. We love when our small businesses support each other, and Gavrila Dental is a perfect example. Please join me in congratulating Gavrila Dental for being our February 2025 Business of the Month. And I'd like you to please accept this plaque that reads, "Congratulations to Gavrilla Dental, February 2025 Chino Business of the Month. The City of Chino thanks you for being part of the Chino community, and it's presented this day from myself and the City Council." Alex, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much. We love Chino. We've been here for over 40 years since my mother started the practice and took it over from Dr. Lynch, who I think was the third dentist in Chino. Yeah, a long time ago. But I grew up around the business, and then in 2003, I started a SC dental school and then graduated and became a dentist, and then did a specialty program at UCLA afterwards. Both schools, what can I say? And then we started here in Chino. I took over after my mom retired about 5 years ago, and so we're here across the street. So if you guys need anything, we'll be more than happy to help you guys.
Well, congratulations, and obviously I'm biased, but I think you provide very, very good service. He's my dentist. So let's get a photo.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now the next ceremonial was the Mayor's Home Beautification Award, and it was awarded to Mr. Paul Hayes, 8646 Quiet Woods Street. He could not make it this evening as he had a trip already planned, but we will get him the certificate, photo of his house, and of course the Mayor's Home Beautification yard sign. There's a picture of his home there. I apologize for gimping around, but I just had my knee replaced 2 weeks ago, so it's still a bit stiff. Okay. We did have a closed session prior to our council meeting starting. I would like to ask our attorney to give us a report out of that closed session.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council, and all those present. The City Council met in closed session as announced by the mayor on 4 properties listed on the closed session portion of the agenda, beginning with item 1, conference with real property negotiator, the property at the northeast corner of Central and Francis Avenue, with the negotiating party being Dave Quo, under negotiation price and terms of potential acquisition, with the mayor abstaining, leaving the closed session room and not participating. The balance of the council held a discussion and no further reportable action was taken. Again, on item number 2, conference with real property negotiator, the property at 5412 Francis Avenue, with the negotiating party being Grand West Coast Investment LLC, under negotiation price in terms of potential acquisition, again with Mayor Ulloa leaving the closed session room, not participating and abstaining. The balance of the council held a discussion, provided unanimous direction, and no further reportable action was taken. Item number 3, conference with real property negotiator, the property at the northeast corner of Central Avenue and Phillips Boulevard, with the negotiating party being Central 55 Investments LLC, with the full council discussing price and terms of potential lease. The city council provided unanimous direction and no further reportable action was taken. And finally, item number 4, conference with real property negotiator, the property at 15180 Euclid Avenue, the full council participating, negotiating party being the state of California, under negotiation price and terms of potential acquisition. The city council held a discussion, provided unanimous direction, and no further reportable action was taken on that either. Thank you. That concludes our report.
Thank you very much. City Manager Wright, do we have any agenda additions or revisions?
No changes, Mayor.
Okay. Within our packet, which you can access from our website, is the external agency report for February, which covers December 1st through the 31st on external agency meetings that the council went to. I encourage you to read that. Okay, under public announcements, Ayala Park softball fields, First, I'm excited to announce that Ayala Park's refurbished softball fields will officially open to the public on Saturday, February 22nd at 9 a.m. These state-of-the-art softball fields will feature new fencing, backstops, bleachers, and shade coverings so that our youth sports teams can spend a beautiful Chino Day outside. These new softball fields are a testament to our continued dedication to providing top-of-the-line amenities for our young athletes. I encourage you all to join us for our grand opening ceremony and see these beautiful softball fields for yourself. Next, under the Derriere 5K, also the final leg of our Triple Crown is right around the corner. Join us on Saturday, March 1st at 8 a.m. for our annual Chino Youth Museum Derriere 5K and Fun Run at Ayala Park. We will be celebrating 25 wonderful years of the Chino Youth Museum with a 5K and a kids' fun run perfect for the entire family. Please visit ChinoYouthMuseum.com to learn more. I also encourage you all to visit the Chino Youth Museum with your little ones and discover Chino's rich history through hands-on exhibits and exciting programs. And lastly, we invite you to celebrate health, wellness, and nutrition at our annual Healthy Family Day on Saturday, March 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Neighborhood Activity Center. The City of Chino is partnering with Chino Valley YMCA for a family-friendly celebration featuring exciting competitions, kids' activity stations, photo booths, and a superhero meet and greet. It's a day you won't want to miss. For more information, please visit cityofchino.org/HFD. Now, the next item on our agenda is public comments. This is the time and the place for the general public, to address the council on items that are not held elsewhere. We are limited to 5 minutes each, and you may address items that, like I mentioned, are not elsewhere on our agenda. We do go through the written communication requests first, and our first written communication is from Pastor Shadrach Means from Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills. He's going to lead us in an invocation, and I invite all of those who would like to participate to please stand.
I just want to take a moment and thank you, Mayor Eunice, and the council for serving our great city and the support that you provide for our church. I'd also like to thank Chino PD and Chino Fire for their support and their promptness in showing up whenever we've called or accidentally had a fire alarm pulled. The guys are quick, they're courteous, they're professional, and we appreciate our city. Father, we come before you and we thank you so very much for this city. I've had the absolute privilege of serving at Chino Hills, Calvary Chapel for the past 22 years and have just a great relationship with the city and also with our Pastor George, who's so involved. And I hear so many great things about all that's going on in our city. It's great to be a part of a city, Lord, that puts its people before itself. And Lord, we see that throughout the Bible, that there are people who put others before themselves. They're called servants, and these are civil servants. They're not here for themselves. They're here for the people of Chino. And we pray that you would give them great wisdom in the affairs of this city. Lord, that every penny spent would be spent and used wisely to better this city for these people. And Lord, we pray for the protection of this city, that you would protect and watch over our police department, that each and every night when those guys go out, or in the morning, throughout the day, and they go out on a call, Lord, that you'd return them home safely, mission accomplished, to their families. And we pray for the fire department, Lord, as they put their lives on the line as well. Lord, that you would keep them in all of your ways. So, Father, go before this meeting tonight. Lord, direct it. And thank you for sending your son, Jesus, into this world to die on the cross and rise from the dead, that whoever would believe in you would not perish, but have everlasting life. Thank you for this time, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shad. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Next written request to speak is Bridget. Oh my, Bridget, I can't pronounce your last name. And it's about Constellation Park pickleball court.
Good evening. It's Bierke, the last name.
Say it again.
Bierke. Think of
Okay.
a Y instead of a J.
All right.
Yes. I'm here because I heard a rumor that somebody addressed the council asking you to look into the ability to build a pickleball court on Constellation Park. So, first of all, I did. I called a couple of my neighbors and got their opinion. We who live around there, I've lived in College Park since 2013. We think it's a bad idea. So I came here to express our opinion. This is really a neighborhood park. It's used by the locals to go jogging, running around the track, and they keep track of their miles. The kids play on the utilities there. People sit on the benches. We have a group that comes in the warmer months, sets up their, what do you call it? They play volleyball anyway. And parents teaching the kids to play baseball on the ground. Building a structure of a pickleball court encased by chain link fence is going to take up a lot of room. It's going to be aesthetically unpleasing to look at. Right now, the park is beautiful because behind it are the mountains. So it's absolutely gorgeous. So we don't think it fits into our neighborhood. Another thing is the parking. Where are these people going to park? You cannot park on Eucalyptus. You cannot. There's only 2 streets parking, and right now parking's congested. And all the streets that abut that come in are HOA private streets. So they can't park there. So I don't know where all these cars are going to go. Then there's this issue of safety. We've already had some crashes, some serious ones. Thank heaven nobody died. But people are crazy in speeding, and they don't pay attention to stop signs. So that would only magnify that. And there's no restrooms there. So all sorts of these things. But the biggest thing that I have is that Constellation Park is paid for and maintained by the residents of College Park. We pay for the landscaping, the water, the electricity, the maintenance, the cleanup, everything. It comes out of our HOA fees. So technically, it's a city park in name only. So, well, that's not quite equitable, but I'm not here to discuss that, just to say I think you should look at a better place. Maybe Olympic Park, if you want to put one into our community. But otherwise, I hope you'll look other places, because we don't think it's appropriate there.
Well, Bridget, personally, I have not heard that anyone has suggested this, so I don't know where this came out of, but I'm sure if there's been suggestions, staff would have told us.
Oh, well, I just thought I heard the rumor. I thought, speak before it goes further.
I think it just is a rumor.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much,
Mayor, I think we
Bridget.
talked about wanting them at Ayala Park.
Yeah, but not
yeah,
at a
Constellation.
private park, yeah. Okay, next, Sandra Rose. Her comment is, our country is not a theocracy.
I'm back, trying to represent all non-Christians. I'm Jewish. My husband Bill is an atheist. We believe that we do not need a particular religious loyalty to make us good people. I've had the opportunity to experience many different religious beliefs. My father was Jewish. My mother was a Norwegian Lutheran that joined the Jewish religion. I had childhood friends who were from the Methodist Church, so I often went to church with them. Even within Christian believers, our country has many different practices. Latter-day Saints, Jehovah's Witnesses, Catholics, Methodists, Baptists, etc., etc., etc. Many years ago, because my medical doctor recommended meditation for my autoimmune disease, I took a course in Chino Hills from a Buddhist monk named Dr. Paula. Dr. Paula made it very clear that Buddhists respect all religions. Buddha was not a god or a supernatural being, so technically Buddhism is not a religion. Dr. Paula made it clear to us that all religions are based on the golden rule. Treat others as we would like to be treated. Pretty simple. Jews do not believe in proselytizing. Jews believe that however you find your way to God or goodness is your choice. I have the impression that Christians believe that their way is the only way. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We have many religions represented in our community. We have a wonderful Chino Valley Islamic Center. They're open to all our community members. They have a lot of very interesting, wonderful programs, and it usually includes a delicious meal. So, as I've said before, the United States of America is not a theocracy. I'm going to repeat that. The United States of America is not a theocracy. Our religious beliefs are very personal to us and should be kept that way. Please remember this. Thank you for this opportunity, and I will be back. Thank you.
Appreciate your comments, Sandra, but under public communication, anyone that fills out a slip is welcome to either pray or talk or address anything that's not on the agenda. So it's open to anyone who would like to come. Thank you for your comments. If you want.
Which I don't have a problem with that, but when you say everyone who would like to join us, please stand up. That's the part I don't like.
Well, that's part of it. Thank you very much for your comments. Now, I understand that we have at least one Cub Scout or Scout in the audience and at least one student who is here working on some kind of a requirement for school. Now, we have a tradition here, and that is you are required to come up and give us your name and what you're working on, your school or your Scout pack, and why you're here. So, come on up. I love putting them on the spot.
Hello, Mayor Uola and members of the Chino City Council. My name is Keith Kobayashi. I go to Chino Hills High School, and I'm a member of Troop 201, which I know your grandson is affiliated with.
Yes, he is.
Yes. And I'm here for my Communications Merit Badge and Citizenship in the Community Merit Badge. But more importantly, I'm here because I'm interested in the issues in the community.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming today. Welcome, and you're welcome to come back anytime.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, it's okay. I understand that we had at least one girl student that's here that has to come up, and she's wearing a green sweater.
Hello, Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Rena Ko from iPoly High School, and I'm working on a senior capstone project, and we're required to present a petition by the end of the year to the board members. I was planning on petitioning the San Bernardino County, but for now, I just came to view the Chino. Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
It's okay.
Chino, how the city council runs, and from there, I think from this meeting, I'll learn a lot and be able to go on with my petition. And my cause is heart failure, because I feel like a lot of people around me have this disease, and I want to be able to help those who need the help in our community. Thank you.
Well, fantastic. And I would encourage you, after the meeting, if you stay, to meet with Battalion Chief or Jeremy Alter, because the fire department has an absolutely phenomenal heart-safe program. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Okay, are there any other people in the audience, young people working on any kind of badge or a program? Okay, seeing none, is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address the council on an item that's not on the agenda? Okay, we'll move on then to the consent calendar. Do any council members wish to have any items pulled for discussion? Okay, seeing none, then I would entertain a second and a motion and a second. Is it working? One more time. Okay, we have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Burton, second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. Well, there's no way to vote. Okay, there it is. Okay, the item passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda under public hearing is item number 8, Permanent Local Housing Allocation, or PLHA funding application. This item is to conduct a public hearing regarding the PLHA program application and adopt resolution number 2025-004, authorizing the submittal of an application for funding under the State of California PLHA program. I'd like to declare the public hearing open and ask for a report from Tracy Rossetti Smith, our Senior Management Analyst, and Warren Morellian, our Director of Development Services.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Staff is seeking authorization to submit a grant application to the California Department of Housing for our permanent local housing allocation pursuant to Senate Bill 2. These funds collected through real estate transactions support statewide efforts to address gaps in affordable housing needs of local communities. The City of Chino is entitled to an allocation of $804,000 collected by the state over the 5-year period between 2019 and 2023. As part of the application submittal process, a 5-year plan has been prepared that summarizes the utilization of these funds. The first priority, utilizing 60% of the funds, is to assist families with children enrolled in Chino Valley Unified Schools that have been identified under the McKinney-Vento Homeless Act as being homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. Assistance will consist of long-term rental assistance and/or associated housing placement costs, coupled with comprehensive case management services. City case managers will collaborate with Chino Valley Unified as well as local nonprofit organizations to ensure services are aimed at preparing the families for unsubsidized housing. The second priority, utilizing 40% of the funds, is to provide first-time home ownership opportunities through low-interest down payment loan programs. This opportunity will work in conjunction with the development of affordable single-family homes on underdeveloped infill lots within the city in partnership with housing developers. Both programs identified target the populations most in need in our community. They enhance service opportunities and promote positive partnerships between internal departments as well as external agencies. These programs also promote fiscal responsibility with long-term sustainability through continued PLHA funding allocations. Tonight's public hearing fulfills the requirements to receive public comments regarding the PLHA 5-year plan with a 10-day notice posted in the Chino Champion February 8th to the 18th. No comments have been received. Staff recommends that council conduct this public hearing, receive any comments, and adopt Resolution 2025-4. Upon adoption, staff will submit the PLHA grant application and 5-year plan to HCD for review. This concludes my report. Staff is available this evening to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, prior to council comments and questions, is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on this item? Okay, seeing none, then I'll close the public hearing. Council comments or questions? Curtis?
This question's for you. Had we not passed our housing element, would we have been eligible for this?
No, sir. That's been delayed. That delayed us in the past, but now that we have the housing element certified, we're good to go with this grant.
Great. Thank you very much.
Warren, I have a question. This term affordable anymore is almost laughable. Affordable used to be something that low-income people could actually afford to purchase or rent, but anymore the costs are so outrageous. How can, we're going to have $321,000, a little more, to help 2 to 3 low-income home buyers with affordable homeownership opportunities? And you mentioned on a vacant lot. Just to build a home anymore is outrageous. So how in the world are we going to help 2 to 3 low-income families?
I can answer that, Mayor. The funding is going to be used at $320,000 for down payment assistance. So not for the acquisition or construction, but to help with down payment assistance to get low-income families into the home.
But it has to be a new home on a current vacant lot? You had mentioned something about.
That's the idea, that we wanted to do those programs together, but not necessarily. We could consider down payment options if there's other property available.
Is there any possibility of working with Habitat for Humanity? Because we used to work very closely with them, and it was a very successful program.
Yes, that's actually one of the things we've been exploring.
I would love to see us partner again with Habitat for Humanity. And I think what we did was provide the land, and they build the home with sweat equity for the new homeowner. It's a great program if we can get involved with that again.
Yeah, and Mayor and Council, once we get the strategy going and identify certain projects that she's identifying, that we'll bring it before the subcommittee, the housing subcommittee, inform them, of what's going on and what we choose and how we're going to allocate as we go with those options.
Okay, and maybe talk to Habitat, see if they have any plans for doing anything in Chino. Okay, thank you very much. Comments, questions? Then I would entertain a motion in a second, please.
Mayor, since this is
Yes,
a public hearing, you may want to ask if the public would like to.
I did, and then I closed the public
You
hearing.
did, pardon me.
Fred, you're supposed to pay attention. I'm the one that doesn't pay attention. I'm the one that always messes up.
My apologies.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman Flores, second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. That felt good. I never catch him. He always gets me. It's not coming up, Natalie. Oh, there it is. Okay, item passes unanimously. Item number 9, ordinance number 2025-001, chapter 8.12 regarding fireworks. This is to approve the introduction of ordinance number 2025-001, amending chapter 8.12 of the Chino Municipal Code pertaining to fireworks. Recommendation is to approve the introduction of this ordinance to be read by number and title only, waiving further reading of the ordinance, amending the chapter noted of the Chino Municipal Code pertaining to fireworks. Staff report this evening will be provided by Sylvia Avalos, our Director of Community Services, Parks and Recreation, and Nikki Love, our Strategic Initiative Manager.
Good evening, Mayor Ulloa, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the City Council. At the council meeting on February 4th, 2025, I presented recommended changes to Fireworks Municipal Code sections 8.12.110 and 8.12.130 as proposed by the Community Services, Parks and Recreation Commission. At that meeting, the City Council directed staff to conduct further review of the recommended changes. After meeting with the booth operators and fireworks wholesalers, we are proposing to amend section 8.12.130 to require that fireworks wholesalers maintain a central drop-off location within the city of Chino from 9 p.m. on July 4th until 12 p.m. on July 5th. Additionally, section 8.12.110 is being amended to strengthen the language related to the responsibility of a watchman. Staff recommends that the City Council approves the proposed changes to the Chino Municipal Code as presented. The Community Services, Parks and Recreation Commission and staff will continue to evaluate the municipal code, processes, and procedures related to the fireworks sales operations and will present any recommended changes in the near future. This concludes my report. Nikki and I are available to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Sylvia. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on this item? Okay, council comments?
There's a few fireworks booth operators here.
I know, I noticed. I thought they would come up. Nobody wants to say anything about the changes? You're all quiet. Well, we worked hard on this to try to get this better for you guys, so hope you're happy with it. We did attend, yes, sir, come on up.
I'll speak, Mayor. I wasn't planning on speaking, but my name's Troy Stevens. I'm the booth operator for the Gavin R. Stevens Foundation in Chino. I just want to thank you guys for bringing this forward and working with the all of the organizations for these nonprofits. I think by having the meeting last week really showed that the city does have the best interest of the operators at heart. So I really appreciate that. And then I also want to thank TNT for digging in. That's our operator. I mean, we can thank Phantom as well, but for listening to the operators, hearing the operators' wants and their needs, and coming to a resolution on this. So just want to thank everybody involved, and I think we're getting the best possible outcome. So thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. I know we had a very special meeting, a Zoom meeting with them, and let them know that having all the operators drive to Rialto was unacceptable. And so there was a compromise come to, and I think it is going to work out better for everyone. Anyone else like to address the council? Council comments? Karen?
I'd just like to thank all the fireworks booth operators and the nonprofit organizations that are represented here tonight for coming to our meeting last week. I think the meeting was very productive and helpful. In fact, a lot of the fireworks booth operators and nonprofits there actually asked us to host that meeting annually, Mayor. So and we agreed to actually help them with that. I also want to thank TNT. I don't see anybody from Phantom here, also for working with us. And then I want to go back just a couple more ticks behind that and thank the members of our Community Services Commission here. There's several of them in the audience tonight. I know that the fireworks subcommittee worked hard on making some of these improvements, and I do think that the improvements are going to help us best serve not just our community and the safety and handling of fireworks, but also for our nonprofits. Make it, come July 4th, make it a little easier for the volunteers that work those programs to get those fireworks back to the fireworks owners more quickly and more safely. So thank you to everybody involved, and I look forward to next year's meeting.
Thank you. Curtis?
I'd also like to thank all of the operators and the wholesalers as well for coming together and really partnershiping on this and getting this taken care of, because really it's all about our nonprofits here in town. And doing the right thing for really the bulk of our kids and keeping our community what it is now. I still think that the wholesalers are charging our nonprofits too much. There should be a bigger cut going back to our nonprofits, but that's another conversation another time. But thank you for everybody that participated in this and got the ball rolling. So thank you.
I have one additional comment, Mayor. I would like to see this policy, and when we look at our ordinance as a living document, I know that we review the fireworks operation annually during the subcommittee, but since we are making several changes to it, I think it will be imperative next year to carefully evaluate how the changes are serving us. So if there are some issues that come up this year during the operation, we can bring that back for the improvement of the operators or the wholesalers next year as well.
We had talked about that as well, Karen. This is just the first step in making it more fair, equal across the board to all the nonprofits. Mark?
Yeah, like the mayor said, we had a Zoom meeting with TNT, and we talked about some of the costs that were being charged to some of our nonprofits, and we wanted to ensure that they charged everybody equally the same amount, that prices didn't vary depending on the booth. So I know that a lot of you are locked in for a year, that you sign a year in advance, so therefore, you're kind of in a situation where you can't do anything this year, but maybe next year things might be a little bit better for you folks. So we ultimately, our goal was to get you guys the best price so that you guys could make the most money. But with that being said, one of the things I also brought up was I think we should do away with our 10% charge that we charge our residents for purchasing fireworks. And I think because they stepped up and gave us the 1 cent sales tax, I think we should turn around and lower the costs. And I know it does help the booths make a little bit more money, but I think overall, I think we would provide a better service for our residents, lowering the cost for them to purchase fireworks, because although we want to take care of our nonprofits, we also want to take care of the residents that also like to celebrate the 4th of July. And if it means lowering the price from 10%, I think it's something we should look at. I do see on social media sometimes that our residents purchase fireworks other places because other places don't charge the 10%. And I think that's just a loss that we take here, where we should be able to do away with that and be able to take care of our residents and have our residents buy fireworks at the same rate they can buy them somewhere else. That's just my feeling.
Thank you. No? Okay, with that, I would entertain a motion and a second, please. Motion from Councilman Lucio, second from Mayor Pro Tem Burton. Please vote.
Madam Mayor, if I may
Oh,
read
wait.
the title.
See, I goofed. Darn.
I took no pleasure in
Oh,
that.
you caught me.
Before the,
Shucks. And I
before the-
even made a note not to do that.
Before the council is ordinance number 2025-001, entitled An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Chino, California, amending Chapter 8.12 Fireworks of the Chino Municipal Code, and that's being read by title only and waiving further reading. Thank you.
Well, I caught you and you caught me. Tit for tat. All right, the item passed unanimously. Okay, next on the agenda is mayor and council reports. I'll go through mine quickly. On Wednesday, February 5th, I attended the Omnitrans and San Bernardino County Transportation Authority Boards of Directors meetings. And then following that, SBCTA also had a workshop on the extension of the half-cent sales tax to further develop major transportation projects. That's being discussed. Saturday, February 8th, I attended the Boy Scout Troop 205 Blue and Gold Dinner at Cross Point Church. It's a very, very active troop with so many adult volunteers. It's absolutely amazing. Monday, February 10th, along with Mayor Pro Tem Burton and staff, attended a meeting with Ontario and Montclair to discuss outstanding issues and concerns regarding the Inland Empire utilities, agencies, and future costs. Tuesday, February 11th, attended a meeting with the county and Veramontes Express to discuss the future of green waste recycling. Then, along with Councilman Flores, attended the investment committee. That followed attending a meeting with representatives of TNT and Phantom Fireworks, along with Councilman Lucio and our staff, to discuss resolving the issue with returning unsold fireworks after July 4th. Wednesday, February 12th, I attended the mayor's prayer breakfast, and then today I met with City Manager Reich to discuss current issues and priorities. We all updated our council photos after years and years, so we'll see how they turned out. I don't think I broke the camera, but one never knows. And then, of course, we attended closed session prior to tonight's council meeting. Councilman Burton, or Mayor Pro Tem Burton, excuse me.
Thank you very much, Mayor. On February 5th, I attended the meeting with a representative from Lewis Development. And then later on that evening, I attended the Historical Society meeting. On the 6th, I attended the Animal Resource Center JPA meeting in the City of Ontario at the City of Ontario City Council Chambers. And then after that, the Chino DeSalter Authority Board meeting. Not too long after that meeting was over, I came back down to Chino and went to the IUA committee meeting, board meeting. On the 10th, I attended the orientation meeting with the the Chino DeSalter Authority Director. I had my one-on-one with the city manager. With the mayor, attended the IUA regional contract discussion, and then a community meeting with staff regarding fair housing. And then today, prior to the council meeting, I attended closed session with the rest of the city council, and that's it.
And your picture.
And my photograph.
Councilmember Comstock.
Thank you, Mayor. Wednesday, February 5th, I also had lunch with Aaron O'Leary from Lewis Land Company. On Saturday, February 8th, I attended the community swearing-in ceremony for our new 53rd Assembly member, Michelle Rodriguez. It was a well-attended event. Michelle has got her army of supporters there. It was very nice, and I'm looking forward to working with the new Assembly member on legislation of mutual interest during her new term. On Tuesday, February 11th, I attended a community meeting at the Senior Center that we spoke about earlier with our nonprofit groups that operate fireworks booths in the city in preparation for the upcoming July 4th fireworks sales. Again, we talked about that earlier, but that was such a successful meeting. I look forward to hosting one annually so we can continuously improve our operation. On February 12th, I attended the Chino Valley Fire Board monthly meeting. There's a couple fire board members here tonight, and Harvey Luth and Tom Howie, so thank you for attending. And some fire board, obviously Deputy Chief Alt and a couple of his team members here, so thank you for being here tonight, gentlemen. Mayor, this week I'll be attending the Cal Cities Board meeting in Rancho Cucamonga on Thursday and Friday. So if there's anything you would like for me to bring up during that meeting, just let me know. But it's going to be my first meeting with Lynn Kennedy from Rancho Cucamonga as our new incoming president. If you don't know Lynn, she is a get things done kind of person, and I'm looking forward to her being our president over this next year. So that enough said about that. I also took council photos. I did instruct the person that took my photos to work his magic and take away my crow's feet and whiten up my teeth a little bit. And then that brings me to closed session here tonight with the rest of the council. I do expect for my photo to make me look at least 7 years younger. That being said, I do want to congratulate, I know you did already, Mayor, but just Sergeant Bennett from CIM for almost 50 years of service to our community. That is amazing. What's even more amazing is he saw the careers of 17 different wardens. Yes. So interesting about that. Wardens come and wardens definitely go, and we know that is the truth at CIM. Yep. The boxers tonight, they're so cute, and that's such a good program. You know, the foundation of the boxing program here in Chino is actually a diversion program, but it's just grown into something so much more than that. It's such a good program. That boxing club is genuinely a family, and I'm proud of it. It's something we should be proud as a local community to have. We work in, obviously the members of our community services, Parks and Recreation, work in partnership with them, and that's just a great program for us. So thank you to everybody who contributes to it. And then to our resident who spoke about pickleball at Constellation Park, I can certainly understand your concern. It's really not an ideal location for pickleball for not just the reasons you mentioned, but also because of just noise. So thank you, though, for coming tonight and sharing your concerns. That's what local government is about. And that concludes my comments for the evening, Mayor.
That's all you asked the photographer? I asked 20 years younger, skinnier, and to touch up everything. So I don't know.
You don't need that, Mayor, but
We'll see what he
you
comes
are
up with.
reaching like a Lindsay Wagner status, though, with your bionic woman, different things. So.
Lindsay Wagner, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know, when you're 150 years old, it's... Councilmember Flores.
Yeah, I want to know who's Lindsay Wagner.
Oh my gosh. You know, it is a challenge to have a young person.
Says the young man who didn't know who Neil Diamond was.
He didn't know Neil Diamond. He didn't know who Cher was.
I'm kidding. Let's see, on the 8th of February, I also attended the community swearing-in ceremony for Assembly Member Michelle Rodriguez. Again, very well attended. Chief, happy to see some of the our police members out there, and Michelle sends her regards to you. On the 11th, I attended the investment committee meeting. On the 13th, I attended the grand opening for H-Mart. 5 years into this, and that's probably been our biggest grand opening. And it was raining, and the line was just hooked around the corner. It was super, super packed. I bought myself a couple of items there. So if you haven't heard, I strongly advise you go check it out. Same day, I had the ribbon cutting for the learning center, the learning experience. And again, well attended as well. It was raining, but it's a brand new development there, and just some exciting business owners, and happy to see them there. And we thank them for their business. On the 18th, today I attended the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce board meeting. Brought me to closed session, and that concludes those comments, Mayor. But I do want to address our young boxers. I love to see them, always be celebrated and recognized. But I will say, while they were getting recognized up here, we had one of the board members, you guys may or may not have seen, but he leaned over to me and he said, "Hey, Chris, I think this is the perfect time that you bring up the conversation. You have a chief in here tonight, our police chief, and we have our deputy chief in the back. We have a couple of board members from our fire department." He said they would love to see police officer / boxer fight against one of our firefighters / boxers. They think that would bring in a lot of good money, and again, it would be for the kids. It's only 3 rounds, 2 minutes each. There's no winner or loser at the end, so it's a friendly competition. but just planting that seed here today. So keep that in mind.
Is there chili and donuts, though? I just
There's
wanna-
chili, and whatever they need, it'll be provided.
I think that's a great suggestion. Maybe we could get Chief Williams and Chief Menson together.
He's the boxer.
You got the reach on him, though, Chief.
Oh, my.
That concludes my comments, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilman Lucio.
Yes, on February 10th, I met with Lisa and Joe Fraga, residents from the Preserve, to talk about some of the things that they got going on in the Preserve. Councilperson Comstock was also present. On the 11th, I attended the CIM Citizens Advisory Committee meeting. That's when we knew that we finally get a warden officially assigned to the prison, that he got promoted and got moved, and that now we got a new one. But I will say that the new associate warden's he's a good man. So
Well, he'd been with Travis for quite a number of years.
and he was the one that told us when they moved the death row inmates. He was the one that was very transparent with that. So he says he's going to continue to work with Chino PD about transparency, and so that's all I ask from him is just anything that happens or anything occurs that he lets us know so that we're aware. And I guess they have been notifying us when they move people to hospitals and what have you. So I'm happy about that. On the 11th, I also attended the Zoom meeting with TNT with the mayor, and we discussed some issues that we thought needed to be addressed. On the 15th, I attended the grand opening of the Wiener Schnitzel in the Preserve. And Isaac and Ross are the two brothers that own it. One of the brothers started with Wiener Schnitzel years ago. He actually started working in one of the Wiener Schnitzel trucks. And then from there, now he owns, I believe, 8 Wiener Schnitzels. This is his 8th one. This is the first one he's actually built. All the rest of them he's taken over from different franchises. But if you go there, he has a mural painted where he has a picture of an old school Wiener Schnitzel that you used to have to walk up to buy. You couldn't sit inside. But there's a truck parked in front of it. That's obviously the symbolism of that's where he started. Then the road leads to, and then he has the new Wiener Schnitzel, and it says the Preserve Chino. It's also painted on the wall. So it's a nice, it's a nice mural, but really nice people. They told us it's been very, very busy. He says they get all the people from Walmart at night. It gets all the community, and everybody's been very, very supportive. So he's a resident of Chino. Has been a resident of Chino for a long time, and he wanted to build this here in Chino, being his first one that he actually builds from the ground up. On the 18th, I met with the city manager, and again, we had closed session and photographs today. But I will, to piggyback off of what Councilperson Fuller said, you know, the Sheriff's Department used to fight with the Marine Corps for fundraisers. They used to fight with LAPD for fundraisers. So I could see that, Chino Valley Fire against Chino PD. I think that would be a great.
I think it's appropriate.
Great thing, yeah.
I think we should follow up with that.
Guns and hoses boxing match.
That's what I'm talking about.
Guns and hoses.
But and to our resident from the Preserve, I live in the Preserve, and I've never heard anything about pickleballs there. But so feel confident in going back and telling the community that we haven't heard of any proposed pickleball courts in that park. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, City Manager Reich.
No report tonight, Mayor.
City Attorney Galante.
Thank you, Mayor. No report.
Chief Police Menson. You're going to tell us how you're going to do this fighting thing, right?
Yes. But Chief Williams is not here, so, but it goes something like, I need my police officers to come to work and not be injured, so I don't know about this. Maybe shadow boxing, I don't know, we'll have to, I do have some pretty athletic new police officers, but definitely not me and Chief Williams. Just on the prison, I know obviously Travis Pennington, the warden that's got promoted and leaving, we had a great working relationship with him. Eric Mejia, though, he was his deputy warden. We worked all the meetings that we went to that we had with Travis, we also had with Eric. So we're looking forward to, I talked to him this evening, the same relationship that we had with Travis that will also continue with Eric. And that's more dealing with the operational side, obviously dealing with the condemned inmates, the challenges that we have with the institution being there. So, and then just a second, I want to report on, we had the point in time count on January 23rd of this year with the partnership with the San Bernardino County leads that. In our point in time count, we had a 28% decrease in our homeless population. The number wasn't really big, but still it was a 28% decrease.
Good.
And I think I want to attribute that to the work that our quality of life officers and our homeless outreach coordinators do. And as you know, dealing with homelessness is not something we arrest our way out of this problem. Right. And it's really a team approach with community services and the police department, along with getting resources to look for long-term solutions. And we go and we'll say that you will not see an encampment on the side of the road in Chino. And again, we're not because we're arresting our way out of it, it's because we're coming up with long-term solutions with our specialized police officers and then our 2 homeless outreach coordinators. So that was a good results back on the they say that point in time count is not a real accurate number. It's usually that number times 3 is what the real number of your population is. So, but I was happy to say. So that concludes my report. Be happy to answer any questions.
Well, congratulations. I know your team has been working really hard on that, and I know they've been successful. Gosh, you go through Chino and you don't see encampments, which personally I'm very thankful for. You just go to our neighboring cities and there's all kinds. So you're doing a great job. Please congratulate the team for all of us.
Will do.
Chief, Karen?
Chief, I just also want to thank you for the work along the Caltrans easement this past week. I think that's great. As well as, can you thank our partners over there at Caltrans? I know because of our working relationship with them, they also help us remove graffiti from there and from those signs and get on that right away. And that attributes to good quality of life for us as well. So please thank our team and thank Caltrans as well.
Yeah, that's not like that in other cities. It's not like that in other cities where they don't have that relationship with Caltrans, where they'll put in a request and it'll take months to get them out there. But because of our teams, our partnership that they've developed with Caltrans, they'll get them out there, and together, and you saw our post on social media, together they were removing these abandoned encampments that are on the side of the road.
Which is good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do we have a director's report this evening? I don't see Hajan. No direct. She's on vacation. Aha. Little Energizer bunny. Deputy Chief Jeremy.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, staff, and community. Just a few brief comments this evening, but I will be sure to pass on your invitation to the chief. Isn't there a rule about if you don't attend a meeting, you get a job, something like that? So I'll be sure to pass that invitation along. I do want to begin briefly just with an introduction. Many of you already may know John Kripe. John Kripe has been a member of our department for many years, but he's been recently promoted to the rank of battalion chief and is now proudly serving the community in that role. So you may see his face at council more often, but in the spirit of having those with class come up and introduce themselves, I wanted to give just an opportunity for John to say good evening this morning and put him on the spot.
I was going to say, I didn't know I was going to have to actually speak, but yeah, I've been with the department for 14 years, so now BC for, well, just over a month, so it's a lot of learning, big curve, but happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Congratulations.
So just a few brief announcements. All of our staff, the fire district actually pre-deployed some resources throughout not only our local community, but through the region for the local or for the recent weather event. Proud to report that we didn't have any significant incidents here within the city, but all of our resources have returned back to the district from those pre-deployments for the mud and debris flow preparation. So I'm happy to report that we're able to assist with mutual aid. Additionally, with final announcement, we are currently recruiting for firefighter paramedic. So anybody in the community that wants to be part of this wonderful organization and serve this incredible community, we want to direct them to our social media, CVIFD. You can catch them on all the socials, and there's links there to apply for that position. So thank you very much, and have a good evening.
It'd be wonderful if the position had filled by a local person. That would be wonderful.
That's our goal. Yeah, we love to. I'm sure many of you know that we have a very robust Explorer post with the district, and that's those individuals that are from 14 years old to the age out about 21. We have several members of our department that actually start as Explorers, whether they're local residents or whatever else, they're currently active members. So we like to keep that tradition alive and keep things homegrown. So thank you so much.
It's a good program. Thank you very much, Jeremy. Okay, and with that, our next regular meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 4th at 6 o'clock p.m. If we need closed session, it will be held no earlier than 4. With that, we are adjourned.